Hello everyone, I'm Laurel and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be working on a very glittery looking butterfly. The supplies you're going to need are UV resin. You'll need some black colorant. This is resin dye. You'll also need some in aquamarine. You can choose your own colors if you like. You don't have to use these colors. I have some I would say aquamarine glitter, and this is a bluish green star holographic glitter. You'll need 2 mixing bowls. You'll need a mixing utensil. You'll also need some keychains, and this is a kit, and it comes with the key ring, some lobster claw clasps, and some jump rings. Now if these jump rings, this is a thicker mold, if these jump rings do not fit, they might be too small, you'll need a kit like this that has all different size jump rings, and we'll use the 10mm. And then you'll also need some pliers, either 1 pair or 2, to help you close up the jump ring. So, and don't forget, you need a UV light. I have this one here, and it does intervals of 30, 60, and 90. And I believe I got that off of Amazon. So, all right, so let's get started. Okay, so I believe I'm going to use the same one that I made the pendant out of, just to clean this off, because I still see some glitter from the last project, and I don't want that in, you know, this keychain, because it was purple. So just make sure that's all off. There we go. It's always good to have some tape on hand, some sort of tape. I always use this really thick masking tape, and it seems to work good. You could use thinner stuff, but it just seems like when you use the larger one, you could just cover that whole piecing, get all the stuff off of it. So we'll need a mixing bowl, okay? And we're going to start with the wings. So we're going to need, you know, not a lot, but a bit of it. All right, so then you're going to use the aquamarine or whatever color you're using. You don't have to use the same color I am. I'm putting 3 drops in and then mixing it up. And also, when you're doing these projects, make sure you have a paper towel or a baby wipe on hand, just to do like quick cleanup if you need to. Well, that's a really pretty color. I like that. I don't think I want it any darker, so I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, and I just noticed while I was doing the video, I didn't have all my lights on, so it might have been a little bit dark. All right, I'm just using the lighter just to make sure there's no bubbles in here. And I'll just leave it here because I'm going to use it again on this. And I'm just going to pour this just in this area right here, where the wings are. And I don't want to put too much in here because then it'll go and flow into the body of the butterfly. Okay, like so. And now we're going to cure this for 90 seconds. All right, so now that part's cured. So we're going to need the other mixing bowl. And it looks like there's some glitter in there too. So let me just clean that out. I don't know if it's just left over from after when I cleaned it, or but we'll just get that out. There we go. And then I'm going to use a baby wipe to clean my utensil off. There we go. All right. So we're just going to need some resin in here. Just pour some in, just enough where you think it'll fill up the body. And then we're going to use black for that, and a couple drops. That's all you need of the black. You could make the body a different color also if you'd like. You don't have to use black. And then just mix it up. And we're just going to pour in a little. And then you got to make sure that you get it into the antennae. And I only put it in maybe a third of the way, just so that on both the wings and the body, because we have to build it up, because we don't want the body to run into the wings or the wings to run into the body. Okay, so I seem to be slacking here with getting rid of the bubbles, but that's okay. If it's a really bad bubble, you can always just either drill it out and fill it in, or you could just fill it in, but I don't think it's too bad. I just see one little area that had a bubble, but I think it'll fill in, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Okay, so I'm just going up another third of the way. And be careful when you're pouring it in so you don't use too much where it overflows into the body. Close, it's close. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to use the lighter. Get rid of those pesky little bubbles. And let's see. See a couple spots where it didn't totally fill in. So now I'm going to cure this for 90 seconds. Okay, so now we're going to put some black into the body. And it's just a third of the way. And depending on like what part you're working on, you can just drop it in. You don't have to pour it, or because some of these are thin areas, and if you pour it, I mean, it does go over the side a little bit, but don't worry about that. You can just wipe it up. You can use your mixing utensil to do that, or just the baby wipe will work. And I'm just going, I see like some on the blue, so I'm just going to wipe that up. I think that actually hardened already, so I'll just remove that. Yeah, some of that already hardened, so that's okay. I can just remove that in a minute. First, I'll cure it for 90 seconds, and all I do is put this over the top, press the button, and just let it run its course. All right, so I do have a spot on the side where I keep my UV light, and I usually just take, you know, the mold and put it under the light. But sometimes it's a lot easier, just take the light and put it over the mold, and that's what I'm doing here today. All right, and this is the final third of the mold that we're going to fill up. So basically you're going to be filling it to the top. Now we did have a little bit of the body went into some of the wing, a little bit. It's just a tiny portion. Nothing to be concerned about, because once you decorate this, it's going to look gorgeous. So, you know, especially if you're using it for a pendant, it would look absolutely beautiful, obviously. So, all right, so then the next thing, get rid of those pesky bubbles. And now here's the fun part. So we're going to start putting in some of the star glitter. It's holographic, very pretty. And then just some of this, you know, blue glitter. And we're just going to put it in, you know, just tap it in. In little sections. Like so. So it creates like a spot effect. And then we'll take some of these. I find the opening. Oop. Okay. And then just get a few and just start dropping them in. And if you don't like the placement of them, use a pair of tweezers and you can gently move them around like so. It'll also move the glitter around a little bit, but just if you want to definitely move the placement of the stars, you can. And just push them along. There you go. And so now we're going to cure this for 90 seconds. I just want to quickly just move this back a little bit. And I'm just using the spatula part on this. And then we're going to cure for 90 seconds. Okay, now that that's done. Now this is not completely filled yet. There's still just a teeny bit. So that teeny bit is so that we can put another layer of UV resin on there. But we first have to finish working on the body, because that's not completely filled in. Oops. Make sure that you get the antenna. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to cure that for 90 seconds. Alright, now that the curing's done, we can use the UV resin clear again. We're not going to mix any colors. And we're just going to pour it over all this really pretty glitter. We're just going to make sure that the mold is completely filled up. And then using your mixing utensil, of course after you clean it off, you can move the UV resin to the edges. Like so. And then you can cure it. Give it a good cure when you get to this point. So I would say cure it for 180 seconds on the top. Turn the mold over and cure the bottom for 180 seconds, and that will ensure that it's cured all the way through. All right, now that it's all cured, you can remove it from the mold. This turned out really nice. I did get a little bubble up in here. That is not a problem. So if that does happen, there's a couple little pieces like here. I don't know if you can see it. You can just pick it off. It's not going to harm anything. It turned out really pretty. And so this part where the bubbled up, you can just take your black resin, and you can just be careful though, don't put too much, just a little, and drop it where that bubble was, like so. Fill it in, continue holding it this way, get your UV light, just put it over top and hold it there while it's curing, and it'll cure that spot and you should be good. All right, so now after you finished fixing that little bubble, it just completely filled in, not a problem. And you can see the glitter on this side and on this side, which is perfect. So now we're going to make it into the keychain. So with the keychain, I have your regular keychain link. I have a lobster clasp, and I use these because you can either attach it to your purse or your book bag, and all you do is you open up the key ring and just slide it through. And then I have a jump ring here. Now all of that comes in this set, and I'll have the link in the description box. I put all the links for anything that I use in the description box. So you'll also need some pliers, you know, either one pair or two, and then you have to open up. It's already open, but you might have to open a little bit more because this is a thicker, this might not even work, this jump ring. I might have to get a different one because this is really thick. So, all right. So what I'm thinking is, just to show you what you'll have to do if these jump rings do not fit. Okay, and then this set, they have larger jump rings, so you can just remove one. I think these are a 10mm jump ring. And you can just open that up and place it on. And then get your keychain and add that on. And then just make sure it's closed up. And here you have your keychain. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and press that bell for further notifications of my upcoming videos. Also, in the description box below, you will find links to all the supplies, and you'll also find links to my jewelry, my artwork, and my photography. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.